go to McDonald's, go to Jack in the Box, order and see who got the jobs, and then watch who's doing the cooking, and go get you some catfish now, and see who's working in the catfish and the barbecue. We have to make sure, one, that we're doing everything that we possibly can do to, one, clean up and provide opportunities. I hate tobacco shops. I want you all to know that. I detest the tobacco shops. I was telling you about the beer and wine and the big fight that we had, and the promises and the broken promises that the folks gave this community. They told you, one, during that campaign, that it was going to be $33 million that was going to go into our general fund. We were going to be benefiting that $33 million. I continue to ask for the $33 million, and they now claim they never said $33 million. But they won that election off of that false premise. They also said to me, Kroger did, that they were not going to build a store. You know, and I said, well, you know, you got the little ragged store at Wynwood, but we need to have another Kroger store. But all of the stores that did come, that benefited from the alcohol program, that referendum, they're all in the north. I raised enough sand, and I'm not trying to make this an I thing, so please don't take it that way. But I did raise enough sand to make sure they understood that we had to have something. And something that we did get was at I-35 at Loop 12, Walmart chose to bring 3 Walmarts in to the city of Dallas. 3 new ones. Of the 3, I got 2 in District 4. One on 35, and the other one is going to go up out on Buckner. But the 35 and Loop 12. I invite you to drive by that today. I'm very proud about it, and you're going to see the transformation and the new Walmart that's going up. Well, why do we need another Walmart? Well, that one we got out there on Wheeler, people can't stand in line forever for their high blood pressure medicine, like we have to stand out there at that pharmacy, and all of the things that they have going on at that particular Walmart. We need to have our own, but this Walmart will not be like that Walmart because we have our hand on it. It's in our community. It's right across from the Big T, and at 35. And it's a whole new development. Go back and remember when you're going down I-30, and when on I-30 you pass the post office, you keep going down I-30 to Crocker Hill. Well, what used to be there was absolutely nothing. It was just a rural area like it is on 35 and Loop 12. But Walmart came. Now go over there and you look at the jobs, the economic development, you can get the tacos, you can get the fish, you can get whatever you need to get. You got the Home Depot, you have all of that economic development that took place. So that's the same thing that will happen, that is expected and will happen at I-35 and Loop 12. But you have to first get that anchor. And before Walmart were going to come, they had to know that we were going to clean it up. Why would Walmart come and they were shooting across the street at Big T? So we had to go and clean up Big T. And I say Big T, and when I mention Big T, I'm speaking of Village Fair, right across from Newburgh. Well, when you look at it now, Big T is doing pretty good. Now you got to get a kid somewhere to go, so they're gonna have to have somewhere to go. But at the same token, it's the behavior and the atmosphere that we must clean up and control. And you see the big police unit that's there. Well, I made Big T buy the thing, so you got to have security over here. So they had to pay $60,000, and then they had to put the Dallas police sticker on the side of it, so that folks will know we're not gonna tolerate all this mess that y'all got going on over here. And now it's an economic, thriving, community over in that area. However, we still have work to do. But then Walmart decided to come, and we put them over there, and it's going to be a great thing. Now, but we're going to have to control it. One, we got to support it. Two, we got to have these meetings with Walmart. I invite you, Barbara, and the end of this church. Y'all bring Walmart in here. Bring Walmart, baptize them right here at Good Street. Let them understand that you can't come in here and have baskets strolled all everywhere. You can't come in here and build us 30 registers and only operate 6, and we got to stand in line trying to just check out some bananas. So, these are things that people may not look at. You say, well, why is the councilman worried about it? I'm worried about it because I'm standing in line too. I shop. I am an avid Walmart shopper. And I shouldn't have to be having a thing of toothpaste and I'm having to have to wait through a line just trying to pay for this one thing of toothpaste. You know, I wanted a little bag of rocks, but I had to have a challenge to say, well, do I really want to stand in line and buy this little bag of rocks? You know, and these people with these groceries in 3 bags, and they swiping that Lone Star card like they swiping American Express Black. You know, and I don't have no problem with that. Don't y'all get me wrong. But at the same token, you cannot go on Northwest Highway to the new Walmart and think that you're going to pay for a basket of groceries back in the entertainment area. It's out of control over there on Wheeler. And you know, I'm standing up there trying to buy a television the other night, and I had to go through people. I could have went up to the front with the television. Might have got through that quicker. So certain things that we have to make them aware that we want to do. And then we have to make decisions such as, do we want a McDonald's in our Walmart, or do we want a Subway? And we need to tell them what we want. They just can't bring what they think they want to bring. We have to tell them what we want. And as long as we don't tell them, then they're going to do whatever it is they want to do that's going to make them some money. And then we have to make sure they understand that we want to hire some little boys, a little older than this one, but teach him how to do what used to take place, and that is push the basket out to the car for the lady. Then pick up the baskets out. They can pay them something. They're billionaires. But until we tell them that if we're going to support you, these are the things that you must have. You must employ some little kids so that they won't have to worry about selling dope. You give them a job so they can understand responsibility. Pay them $7.25. Do something. We can make sure that they understand, in order for them to come in our community and make their profit, then make it where it is accessible, comfortable, safe, and a place where folks can learn, and we can grow these people up. And those are the things that we can get done. But we can't get done just by one somebody. It has to be collectively people working together. I get a little passionate about things that I see because, one, my daddy worked at Brook Hollow Country Club. And I saw my daddy in there shining shoes. And my daddy would shine shoes, and they would stack up these shoes back there. Them folks would come in, rich people would come in there, and they would not just bring their golf shoes that they just got out of. They'd bring a big bag of shoes from their house and would stack them up. And it would be shoes this high. And it's 3 guys back there shining shoes, 2 of them shining shoes and my daddy. And I would look at my daddy having to have to hustle to try to make $1. And after he was shining shoes and was shining 10 pairs of shoes, then the guy, the gentleman would come up there and give him a $2 tip for shining 10 pairs of shoes. Now, and then the other $2, all 3 of them had to split it. You know, now those days are over. And I said I was going to take my dad away from that. Now, he's no longer there. He's retired. He had a stroke, but he's retired from over there after 37 years.